Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in a half shell, turtle power, they're the world's most fearsome fighting team.
Ninja Turtles.
They're heroes in a half shell, and they're green.
Ninja Turtles.
All the ad-libs.
My favorite Saturday morning and the best Saturday morning cartoon was Gargoyles.
Hell no.
Yes, it was. Gargoyles was
Immediate hate.
This is easy as X-Men, yo. This is easy as.
That was not a good cartoon. It was a good
Yes, it
movie.
was.
Not a
It's
good
the
cartoon.
best Saturday morning, because it's the only true Saturday morning, like literally this goes down as the greatest Saturday morning cartoon of all time.
What up? This is your boy Doughboy, and I am here to teach all these people over here that don't know what they're talking about why the Jetsons is the best Saturday morning cartoon. Don't at me.
Boo.
I said what I said.
It's not even
It's
the
lit.
best. Hanna-Barbera, they ain't even their best joint.
They're turtles, they're ninjas, they're teenagers, they eat pizza, they get trained by
You
a
know what it
rat.
sounded like? Somebody got really high and just was like, bro, what if?
Absolutely.
Doughboy, you picked the Jetsons. Hush.
Yeah, all cartoons were made by
Hush.
high people. Let's get that out the way.
Okay.
Just the premise alone is better than the Jetsons' entire run.
Shut up.
What's going on, guys? Khalil Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living, aka Slick James, and best Saturday morning cartoon of all time goes to none other than Darkwing Duck.
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Oh.
Fight me. Don't
didn't
add me.
tell us?
Fight me. Let's go outside.
That's why you didn't
Let's
tell
go
us.
outside individually, one at a
And
time.
the amazing friends.
It was the best cartoon because it was the realest cartoon ever. It showed creatures who were different from the rest of the world trying to blend in, and they wouldn't accept them.
Sounds like Ninja Turtles.
Storm, they had a black girl who could control the weather.
Was she
like,
wasn't she Indian in the cartoon?
No,
nah, she's from Africa,
She was
bro.
African?
She dated the Black Panther.
Yeah.
They had it like they
That
met
was
on
way
they met
later.
on Black Planet. It's dope. X-Men was fire, bro.
First of all, they had the best jingle. You already know.
jingle?
Meet George Jetson. The beat with it.
Okay.
Jane, his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like
And then they turned it off.
he
after
was
that.
out there.
Everybody had their favorite Ninja Turtle. You had Leonardo, who was the leader and only cared about the group. Then you had my favorite, which was Donatello. He was the smart guy. He had the staff.
It's a bow. It's called a
It's a
bow.
bow. You didn't really watch the
Yeah.
A bow
Turtles,
staff?
did you?
It was a bow. It ain't no staff.
It's called the
You
bow
heard
staff.
about the Ninja Turtles.
It's called the bow staff. Michelangelo, you got your party animal. He got the nunchucks. You got the Raphael, the nigga with the attitude, who's just disagreed with everything, and he had the Sai. They originally fought ninjas, but cartoons back then switched everything to robots because you couldn't have blood or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of them were
Like
robots,
robots.
so that you could have cool weapons without
What were they called?
what?
Foot Clan.
The Foot Clan?
The Foot Clan.
Okay, they were ninjas and robots.
Yes, they were ninja robots.
Who else did they fight? Do you remember the?
What are these points you keep trying to do?
I don't believe you love this. I don't believe you really love this like I love this.
What is
I
it?
believe you're a poser.
You think I
of the
can
Ninja
fail?
Turtles.
This isn't a
You're a
test.
poser.
Wait. This isn't a test. If I like something, I like it.
What are his powers?
He had no powers.
a
He was
hammer.
just a very smart guy. He lived in a one-bedroom apartment.
Oh, he wasn't
He had a
rich?
little no.
times was
He had
hard.
one little niece that would come over and mess things up. But he had an arch nemesis called Negaduck,
Dang.
which had a chainsaw.
He was a poor
and he wore
Batman?
yellow. Yes.
Was this better than just the Amazing Spider-Man?
Now, animation-wise, no. You know, animation got better with time. This was like 81 to 83, so the animation is lackluster. But in terms of storylines, it holds up just as well.
Why did they have to turn into stone though?
Because that's just part of who they were.
That's what a gargoyle is.
The gargoyle is like a
Gargoyle.
statue.
It's a
put on
mystical
buildings to
beast.
keep
It's
away
gonna be a
from
no
Yeah.
for me, dog.
It's okay. You
That's
picked the
what they're
Jetsons.
for?
Nobody's taking you serious.
Name one memorable episode.
Right.
When Elroy got suspended from school for bringing a Spacely Sprocket to school.
Oh,
You
what?
just watched that yesterday.
You just made that up, bro.
Look, man, this was over 15, 20 years ago when I was a child.
It was literally like a drama, bro, like a soap opera for kids. It never ended. You always wanted to see the
I'd
next
still
one,
watch
the
this.
next one, the
Yeah,
next
I
one.
still watch it.
I'd still watch this for sure.
I'm against it.
What don't you like about it?
It's too serious. I'm a child at the time when I'm watching these things.
You a child now.
What was serious about Gambit pulling out a four of aces and throwing it in and it burns and
shit was
blows
tight,
someone up or something like that?
You say a four of aces? Hold on.
You saw
A four of aces? Here's my biggest issue with the Ninja Turtles, how they would go incognito in the trench coat and hat. And nobody would see the green feet with two toes on them. Nobody noticed the hands with two fingers.
They didn't think mask. They didn't think nothing.
The trench coat.
And also, a dude in a trench coat and a hat is already suspicious.
Already creepy.
Right.
Did he wear pants?
Ducks don't wear pants.
So he's just out here with
He wore a
Batman wore pants.
He wears a Steve Harvey zoot suit.
But did he have bottoms
That's
on?
purple.
Did he have bottoms on?
He had no bottom.
Oh, see?
So
That's
just
That's wild,
feathery
man.
crotch.
Single father
Put
holding
some
down.
pants
I actually
on.
like Darkwing.
Darkwing Duck was the
Ducks
man.
with pants in cartoons.
Put some pants on, B.
But when they get out the shower, they got a towel on.
The intro was funny because of how Iceman changed. He would be in a regular outfit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shirt tucked in, and then he would just make himself a block of ice,
And then
bust
break through the
forth, and then he was Iceman.
Oh, it was literally like a block?
Yeah, he would just do this, it'd be a block, and then he'd bust forth, and then he'd just be
So he would
Iceman. I'm like,
build
what
a thing
about
of
his
ice.
outfit?
He would build a thing of ice and then
clothes
break
at?
it.
Yeah,
Iceman.
and then Firestar would just burn her clothes off, and she had on the uniform
That makes
underneath.
sense.
It made no sense.
And wait,
Spider-Man
so
was the only one.
So they both did that, and then Spider-Man had to
Spider-Man
run
was
into a closet?
He was in his drawer. He was like, oh, my outfit. Y'all gonna leave without me?
That was a cool premise, but there were some episodes where they were like, they had to do something real important around like sunrise, and that's what stopped them. So it was just like, it's weird. Like, their worst enemy is 5 a.m.
So you tell me y'all didn't get bang for your buck laughs at the Jetsons?
No.
Astro was hilarious.
No.
Never.
The dog.
What was his name?
We watched
Astro.
it when there was nothing else to
I
watch.
never laughed.
Elroy was a little he was always getting in
I
trouble.
didn't care about Elroy.
Judy was out here.
I
She
didn't
was
care
running
about
around
Judy.
in the streets.
I watched the intro and turned it
The intro
off.
was the best part.
I sat and looked at the blank TV screen.
Even the villains in it. Like
Magneto was one of the best villains of all time.
Magneto, Apocalypse, Sabretooth.
Even
like,
the sub-characters were good in the cartoon. They did try to give Donatello more credit than he had, because they were all chained up in one episode, and there was a montage of all their weapons breaking the chains, and then they got to the staff, and the staff broke the chain. I was like, come on.
he literally would fail every episode. He would, I am the terror that flaps in the night, and then he'd like fall and boom, boom, boom.
That's because
And
Batman
then,
could
like,
write
the-
a check.
Oh, so he was trash, is what you're saying.
All of the villains were better than Darkwing. They were way cooler than him. They could electrocute.
Which is why it is the same as Batman. Batman's rogue gallery is the best of all rogue galleries. Disney said, okay, cool, we're gonna take Darkwing Duck and make all his villains
Batman
evil.
be winning, though.
Batman can actually fight.
Batman's-
Darkwing can't fight.
As much as I
Batman
love
has
Batman,
hands.
as much as I love Batman, we all know his power is white privilege.
Wow.
Oh, snap. That's deep right there.
Did this cartoon have those like giant head transitions that was like, I like those.
Those make me happy.
The Jetsons had a movie that they released in
Come
theaters,
on now.
and it did not do well.
They were fighting so they were more so there to protect Earth, Manhattan,
They were
more
protecting
solely Manhattan.
Earthlings from lunchtime?
No, first of all,
I don't want to be protected from lunchtime.
first of all, you don't want to be protected from any food time. They were,
That's kind of his joke.
I know.
This is the one when you woke up in the morning after school. You was like, I gotta see
How
this.
do you wake up in the
No
morning?
other.
Wait, how do you wake up in the morning after school?
He went to night school. He was a criminal.
Secret of the Ooze was trash.
Secret of the Ooze was the best one.
No, it was
When
not.
Shredder got all buff.
Ninja
Vanilla
Rap?
Ice? Yeah.
Ninja Rap was
Bebop and
Vanilla Ice?
Rocksteady were
You don't
formidable
sit
as
down.
Vanilla Ice?
Nah.
Vanilla Ice, that was. Technically, that was.
Ninja Rap.
We get hyped over the best.
Even as a kid, you didn't like that?
No, I didn't like it. Ninja Rap.
I still remember those bars.
That ain't nothing
Yes.
but Donald Duck with a cape. That nigga's a fraud.
Of all the duck cartoons there's been, has there ever been one as cool and as swaggy as Darkwing Duck?
Scrooge
McDuck
McDuck,
was just
DuckTales.
rich.
You didn't like
He
that?
was an ass.
than you get.
He was old and he was an asshole.
I'm living my Jetsons life. I ain't going back and forth with you niggas. What I'm gonna say is,
Living my jet.
You know what I'm saying? Any character, you could wear anything, shirt, lunch pail, go to school and get respect.
and
They'd be
get
like,
beat up and your lunch money took, because it was a stupid show.
why you
Get your
got
ass
so
out
sad?
That must have hit off very
At the core of it, you got your leader, who's only.
rat.
He,
the leader's the
Tell-
rat.
okay, well, I guess that is the
It's
leader.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
All right, best one, Spider-Man is Amazing Friends. And Spider-Man is still hot to this day.
Keeps getting
To
better.
this day?
To this day.
Say it again.
To this day.
How come in every sitcom, every cartoon that ever came out, the woman never had a job? Peter Griffin's wife never had a job. She didn't have a job.
Lois was always helping Peter out at times. She always always got a job to help him out. Remember, she even prostituted to help him. Like,
Oh.
yes.
They were stay-at-home moms. Like you look at King of the Hill. Like Peggy definitely was a substitute teacher.
Yeah, they all had little
I think we should come out with an
pretty
ADD
solid.
cartoon and we should have the woman working and the guy stay at home.
Boy.
Good luck.
Buck tradition. Jetsons is a great show. Women are portrayed poorly in cartoons, but the Jetsons is lit. I'm out of here.
Man, terrible.
Went out on a social tip.
So, to me, my personal favorite, Saturday morning cartoons, more so because I used to watch it with my dad. I think that's also it.
Oh, now you gonna hit us with the tender
Hit us with the
I had a dad.
Keep us at
And
bay.
Gargoyles, favorite cartoon, #1 Saturday morning cartoon.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start doing some heartwarming facts at the
gotta
end,
do-
so you
you gotta
guys
throw that in there.
leave me alone.
This was the last cartoon my mom ever showed me.
What's his theme song?
Can we sing? Who knows?
Wait,
W call DW.
Darkwing
Duck. Let's get dangerous. Yeah, Darkwing Duck.
Dang it, that backfired. What it do? Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Great Taste. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and please follow us on all our other platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You know the drilly, and you know we out here. 100.